feel something from someone who has nothing to steal. That's real.
Hey, what's good guys? Brittan from 3-Bit Gaming, and welcome to the first episode of the Patch Craving. Today, we're going to start with the September 8th update for Destiny. Now that we've arrived at version 2.4, Bungie is using this patch to pave the streets per se to the new DLC, The Rise of Iron. So as always, they're utilizing their time to bring some much needed menu updates, a small amount of PvE rework, some crucial Crucible changes, and a fair bit of weapon tuning to boot. So let's begin with the menu. First and foremost, the new look of the menu is exceptionally easy on the eyes. I mean, it is astoundingly beautiful. And the addition of the adornment space in your inventory, it will remove that pesky problem of hauling around your chroma in your materials section. Plus, let's face it, who else is excited about what will share this small space as well in your inventory? Maybe some new effects, some new looks. It's going to be really cool to be with Bungie in that journey to new places, as always. Next, we look at the Quest tab, which has now been promptly named to Progress and has been given a space solely for record books. I'm really excited about that. With the bounties and reputations, they actually have switched places now, and it's give the whole tab a very appealing and streamlined look, in my opinion. Last but surely not least, let's take a look at this clan roster that has been added to the roster tab. It's got a slight overhaul, I guess, the whole roster tab has, and in addition to the clan roster, there's also a nifty button to instantly snap to your party app. Now, the clan roster, for one, it's not available yet. I don't know when it's going to be available, probably whenever the DLC launches. Regardless, it's really cool. I'm really excited about it, and the nifty little button to snap to your party app, that's also a very, very good plus. It's not needed, but it's appreciated, in my opinion, all the same. Alright, so going into player versus environment, the small changes I talked about earlier are simple and as follows. So, at level 40, your first completed gold tier public event for the day will net you all of the following. They will net you on a legendary engram, 15 destination materials, which is, spin metal, relic iron, spirit bloom, regardless of, it depends on what planet you are. So, 15 legendary marks, 5 motes of light. You get 4K experience, and you get that 25 Vanguard rep on the top. Now, I also have heard that it gives you a small chance of an exotic shard as well, and I confirmed it with the patch notes. That's really cool, and I really am excited. Unless you're like a year one or day one player and you still have like 56 of them, I understand that also. But while that is the first completion of a gold tier, all the others after that, all the other repeated gold tiers for the rest of the day will net you 200 glimmer, a chance at some destination materials and motes of light. I think it's like 2 to 5 apiece, 1.5k experience, and another 25 rep from the Vanguard, which obviously you're going to get that 25 every time. And it also goes without saying that the silver and bronze tiers, they're going to give you significantly less, so I'm not really going to go over them verbatim. Plus, on a small but big note, in my opinion, Sterling Treasures are only obtained through the Prison of Elders now, and all other sources will be soon replaced by the Radiant Treasure, so that's also something to keep in mind. Okay, so we talked about the menu, now let's go on to Crucible. Legendary engrams have been removed from the Crucible PGCR, which is the post-game Carnage report, as some of you most know. So you'll be seeing more of those covenanted Crucible legendary weapons pop in your after credits screen, and also Beowulf, Cicero, and Gilgamesh will once more be attainable via match completion. Yay! That's awesome. Can't wait. Quartermax Shaxx bounties are no longer a thing as of 2.4, and neither obviously is the Sterling Treasures, like I mentioned before. So that kind of sucks, but you still have the Shaxx bounties from Shaxx himself, so we'll take it. Now in this video, I won't go over the specifics of the variants, maps, and ammo changes in the Crucible, but if you would like, leave a comment and I will make one. If not, I have left a link below in the official patch notes, so you can just click that link below and go straight to Bungie. Now, though, I'll dive into the language that Bungie speaks very fluently, which is weapon balancing. We all know that they do this very often and with extreme prejudice. So let's start with the overall weapon types and families that are being affected this 2.4 patch. So pulse rifles are getting some love with their mid-fire rate families, and they're getting a 2% damage increase, and particularly the Ludmilla D is getting a fire rate increase. So kudos, Ludmilla. Shotguns, they're seeing their high rate getting kind of a little bit of hate recently. So the shotgun's high rate of fire families are getting reduced spreads and a 2% damage buff, while the Immobis, which is the Titan shotgun that you can get, also benefits from all these changes because it's one of those, and it benefits by a 60% stability increase also. That is nuts. I'm so excited. I'm probably going to make a Titan soon. I keep having them and deleting them, and I don't know what I'm doing with my life anymore. Sniper rifles, by the way, they're seeing their beloved 1,000-yard stare and longbow families. They're losing a little luster this patch. They're going to take a nearly 7% damage nerf, which is crazy. I think it's like verbatim, I think it's like 6.95 or something like that. And some of the families also, including the longbow and whatnot, some families additionally are losing their much larger target acquisition. And by losing, I don't mean losing the perk altogether. They're losing some of the how easy it is to gain that target acquisition. So that is something to actually watch out for and be ready for whenever some of you probably have already noticed it, and I'm sorry for that because I understand that those of you that are just really good with that sniper rifle, how much that can affect your gameplay, and I don't think it's fair, but of course it doesn't matter what we think. It matters what Bungie thinks is going to level the playing field, which I understand that also. But Rocket Launcher receives a slight nudge with their increased effectiveness of their cluster bomb perks. Truth is not affected, but all the others are. And I think they're increasing the radius and whatnot of the rocket cluster, which I understand that because it's kind of a crappy for people that are more well versed than myself. Even it's a pretty crappy perk to have up until now. So high rate machine guns are seeing a 4% damage buff, which I totally understand, and I saw that one coming. That's they didn't do that much, and they skip around too much. It's a real pain. Sidearms are seeing their unified damage, which is something that a lot of people were saying was going to happen. You're not going to see some soft or hard damage sidearms anymore. It's all do the same. Plus, something that I've talked to my friends personally about, they are also getting a PvE side damage buff, which they totally need because they were totally irrelevant a lot of the time. So that's good to look forward to. Finally, the fusion rifles and hand cannons, they're left mostly untouched as the legendary versions and below. But mostly they're just fixing minor bugs with them in the patches, which is totally understandable because I've had people tell me that there's a lot of problems visually with them and everything else. So I understand that. Now, also, I would like to add a few perks have been altered in this 2.4 patch, but I won't be addressing every single one verbatim here. If you would like, leave a comment and I'll make a video pertaining to them. That's maybe a minute or two long. But again, there's a link below in the official patch notes, so just go and check that out just to verify that you might or might not be affected. So finally, we come to the last segment, which is the exotic changes that have landed on the sandy shore of Destiny this last update. So some got hate, some got love, but let's start off with the brilliant Fabian strategy. A lot of people have shown this gun a lot of hate. I've noticed it. A lot of people say it's trash, whatever else, but it's getting a lot of love, actually. This 2.4 update, it's increased range by 16%, which is awesome, and then has a much-needed stability increase by 44%. That's crazy. And now kills with the auto rifle will automatically reload a portion of the magazine, which is it's more like that run and gun feel, and they've increased both the range and the stability. Hopefully, it will be a lot more prevalent in the game as a PvE and PvP sides now. Thorn receives yet another nerf this patch with a 25% decrease to range. That is ridiculous, guys. Just another debuff to a weapon that isn't extremely powerful anymore, and it makes me feel like the people that are using Thorn at the moment are just really good with it. It's not OP anymore, so they're still nerfing it because people are griping, and I understand that, but at the same time, you can't knock somebody for being good. If I'm not top on every game, I don't blame the people that are on top for why I'm not on top. I blame me because I just didn't get those kills. I didn't get those objectives. Anyways, their universal remote receives a drastic nerf in its exotic perk, taking a whole 75% reduced range. Holy shit, that is ridiculous. I can't even believe that they would do that. They're kind of sticking it to people that are using universal remote. That's for sure. But its fire rate was increased. Not that it really needed it, but regardless, it got the increased rate of fire. And we're going to see how the universal remote, I can see it getting overturned and them fixing it further with a lot less of a decrease, because that's crazy. That was the whole point of having a universal, in my opinion. But anyways, Dreg's Promise gets an 8% damage increase plus an increase to its magazine by 3 rounds, and that's much needed. Dreg's Promise wasn't a bad weapon, but in my opinion, most of those weapons that came out of that weren't too shiny, in my opinion. They're all lackluster. So the Touch of Malice's health drain ability, though, now removes Blessing of Light. Boo. What the hell? That's ridiculous. That's just another strategy that people were using that has just been taken away from them. So that, in my opinion, that eliminates a freedom of choice on what they were doing. I understand why they would, because it might have seemed OP, but that's just because if everybody's got a Touch of Malice, it is. So I remember whenever there was like one person in our raid team that had it, and it wasn't that big of a deal, but I could see where it'd become a big of a deal if the whole raid team had touches. So the Boolean gets high caliber rounds added to its arsenal this patch, and that's actually something that it really could have used. That's a pretty good add. And then finally, the No Time to Explain gets the Head Seeker perk to round out this patch. Now, the Head Seeker perk is probably something that No Time to Explain didn't really need, but I'm really glad they put it on there. It's going to make the gun really fun, and I'm really looking forward to this whole patch. So I'm glad that you guys were here with me to talk about this patch and to watch the video. If you did like it, leave a like and subscribe to support the channel. And like always, we love you guys, and we are happy to be doing this for you. So this will do it for this episode of the Patch Craving, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace out, guys.